Hi Retro Crew, maybe you've heard and maybe you haven't, but there's a new Zelda game coming out September 26th. We're going to give you our first impressions on that.
I'm Matt.
I'm Brian and we're the Retro Sons.
It's going to be a 2D one. Did you already say that? And it's going to be called Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah, and it's unique in that you actually play as Zelda in this one.
You're kidding.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying they wanted to see a game where that happened.
Yeah.
They're finally getting it.
The main thing is Link, you use a sword. And in Zelda, I don't think you're going to be able to.
Didn't look that way from the trailers they're showing us.
I don't know how I'm going to like the combat in it.
No.
Due to the lack of a sword. I don't care if Zelda is the main character. That doesn't bother me. It's just, I don't know how the fighting's going to be in it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be different. I think it seems like to me it's going to be more of a puzzle game than a fighting game.
Probably.
Which I also don't care about, or it doesn't bother me, I guess. But I don't know how I feel about Zelda not using a sword or a striking weapon of some sort.
Yeah, I think you're just so used to Link being the main antagonist. I mean, I'm sure it'll be alright. You'll probably get used to it.
Yeah.
I know you're going to play it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to buy it and play it for sure.
For the first time, you probably won't like it so much, but with subsequent playthroughs, I'm sure you'll get more used to it.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
He who is resistant to change is destined to perish.
I like that they use the same art style that they used in Link's Awakening remake.
That's another thing I don't really like.
No?
No, because the art style for Link's Awakening was so unique and people loved it.
Yeah.
And it made that game unique. Sorry. That's one of my favorite games.
So, you know what you mean.
That's one of my favorite games of all time, but...
Oh, it's the best!
Like, even the Game Boy version, the black and white one.
Yeah.
Like, I love all of them. But that art style was, like, for that game. They made the new one.
Yeah.
And now they're just going to have another game in the same art style. I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know, I kind of like that they stuck with that art style. It's kind of like the Switch
I'm not saying
TV.
I don't like I love the art style, but...
Takes away from the
Yeah,
specialness.
it kind of takes away from the specialness of the remake of Link's Awakening.
Maybe this is, I'm just speculating of course, but maybe this is like a sequel to Link's Awakening. Maybe it's in that same timeline. I'm sure it's not.
Maybe,
but
I don't know.
I know timeline's just getting like a loose thing that people make up on their own anyway, but...
Yeah, you know how I feel about the timeline.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of it. I don't
Right.
think there is one. I think they just make games to make games.
Mm.
Like, not to line it up. Some of them they do to put in the timeline, but most of them they don't. And then people just try and put them in to a timeline.
Yeah, I know Nintendo kind of released one just to appease the fans, but there wasn't like anything official really.
Well, and even that isn't final, because they change that every once in a while.
Yeah, because it'll be like, this one's definitely the first of the series, and then they'll come out with the one like, this is the first in the series.
Yeah.
Then you won't know where Breath
And this
of the
one
Wild
comes
fits.
next, and then another game will come out, and they won't even switch like where that one is. They'll just switch two that are already in their timeline. They're like, well, this one actually comes first.
Right.
So
And then you have the 3 different outcomes of Ocarina of Time that makes this split.
yeah,
Like Link's victorious and he goes back to childhood, he's victorious and he stays an adult. And then he loses. So
Yeah.
you have those 3 branches.
yeah, the fallen timeline.
Yeah.
It's too murky.
What is it? Splitterous or linearous, and
Oh.
there's 2 different words.
Don't know.
What they call them. AVGN has it in his timeline video.
Oh, he does?
Chronologically confused timeline or something.
I don't know. But I don't know. None of that, what you said, like playing Zelda or any of that really bothered me. Probably because I'm not like a hardcore Zelda fan. I'll just pick it up and play it until I get bored with it.
Yeah,
What happened with this one?
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But I like, it's gonna be a good game. I know that. Like every Zelda, even if it's one of the less good ones, it's still good.
Yeah, right.
Like a lot of people don't like Zelda 2, but
There's some crazy people out there.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, it took you 20-something years to finish. But
Yeah.
although I can't talk, I
Yes.
haven't finished it.
There's only one Zelda game that I don't like, and that angers a lot of people. But it is my opinion, and everyone has one, so
There's one you don't like?
yeah.
It's not Link to the Past, is it?
No, it's Majora's Mask.
Oh.
Oh, that one?
That one I can't play over. I've beaten it before, and every once in a while I try to replay it, but I just can't.
It's the time limit, isn't it?
It is. I don't like time limits in games at all.
Hmm.
Like, even if there's a mission that just one mission in a game has a timeline, I hate that mission.
Yeah.
And, like, the thought of replaying a game knowing full well there's a mission like that in there makes me not want to play the entire game.
Hmm.
Even if it's a small part. And this entire game is that way.
Right.
So
what?
So buttons.
and I know it's not, like, crazy over the top, like, down to the very second that you have to do most things. There's one mission in that game that you have to, but most of them aren't.
Yeah.
They give you plenty of time, but still, just knowing I can explore and look around and do what I want, and there's always that time limit looming over me, it just gets me. I can't do it.
It's probably because I haven't played it, but I'm always confused. Like, that you beat a dungeon, then you have to reset the timeline. That dungeon stays beat. I mean, it must, but how would that work?
If you don't beat the dungeon, though, it doesn't. If you don't beat the end boss, you have to do it all over again, I think.
Ow, that's no good!
But this new Zelda game, from what I've seen, it looks pretty interesting, and it'd be fun to see what the story's like. And do you say Link at the end? 'Cause
Yeah, and do you actually play as Link in the beginning?
that's what I was just going to
And
say.
then do you play again at the end once you save him?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's just like a cutscene with Link at the beginning until he
Yeah.
sets you free. I mean, that's kind of neat too. It's like the end of a game, but it's at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like he's facing off against
Yeah, I did like that.
against Ganon, and then it sets his whole other story into.
And even
motion.
when he's getting sucked down into the void or whatever it is, he shoots an arrow.
Yeah.
He's still protecting Princess Zelda.
Yeah,
We gotta save that princess.
Yeah.
it's kind of weird, but I like that he threw his hood off before he fought against.
I did too, and then Zelda's wearing the hood later, so she picked it up.
Yeah, even though she's trying to outrun the.
Yeah. Or she just has a different hood that
Could
looks
be,
the
yeah.
same.
Yeah,
It does look interesting though. I like the being able to copy things and use them.
yeah, especially copying monsters and using them to your advantage.
Yeah.
That part would be fun, interesting.
Yeah, the fighting is a big part of what I like about a Zelda game. If you're having enemies do it for you, or you have to puzzle your way through every fight, I don't know. That's part of what I don't like.
Yeah, like putting out a rock to block them and then throwing the rock
Yeah,
at
and
them
throwing
instead
the
of
rock
just
at
like
'em.
using your sword and shield or different. Like, will you
Yeah.
get different? No, I was gonna say, can you get different items, like a bow and arrow set and all that kind of stuff? But if you're just copying things, I'm sure they're not gonna.
I don't know. Hard to say.
They probably just want you to use your imagination and copy everything to solve the
Solve the puzzles.
puzzles. Yeah,
And you do have a fairy named Try in this one.
yeah. I was just gonna say that too. Another companion.
I got a frog in my throat or something. It keeps popping up.
Yeah, it's probably the weather.
Maybe.
I hope the weather continues.
But it does look like a good game. I'm excited for it. We have, what, 3.5 months?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's the middle of June right now. So maybe, was it the 24th?
26th.
So 3 months.
Math is a really cool thing.
Yeah, so it'll go pretty quick.
And I'm sure we won't get too much more info on it because Nintendo doesn't really release too much, do they?
Like week or two it comes out, they usually put out some more stuff,
Yeah.
more info about it, but I don't like to learn too much about it before I play it either.
Well, then you're an idiot.
Like movies I go to watch, I don't want to know everything that happens before I go and see it. It kind of ruins it.
That's true.
Video games too, I like to learn as little as I can
You probably
before I actually play it.
You probably don't read the blurb on the back of a book telling what it's about either, do you?
I don't. Or the video game or a movie. Some people read, like if you're watching seasons, some people read the back of a season they're coming up to. Like if they're on season 1 and they get season
have
2,
spoilers.
they'll read the back before they finish season 1. And it's like, at the end of last season, this happened.
They're still reeling from this main character's death.
Yeah. Some they ruin it on the back, so I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
I wait until I watch it and then I read the back.
But for me, like if a book looks interesting, and I'll try to read the summary of what it's about. If I can't make it through that, then I know I'm not going to be able to get through the book.
Yeah.
I know that's different than video games and all that kind of stuff, but that's just how I look at it.
Yeah. If you can't get rid of or through the description of the book, you're not going to be able to get through the book.
Mm-hmm. And I know they say not to judge a book by its cover, but
That's what they tell me!
if the description, which is on the cover, doesn't sound interesting, then the book's
Yeah.
not going to hold my attention. I know that's apropos of nothing, but
Yeah, it is exciting to have another 2D Zelda game come out. It's been years since one has.
yeah.
I don't even know what the last one was. I mean, A Link Between Worlds.
That's one.
I know Link's
A
Awakening
long time.
came out, but that's
Yeah,
a remake.
Link's Awakening,
like,
which
new
was a remake.
2D, yeah.
Yeah, like a new 2D Zelda game.
Yeah, I knew what you were saying. I was just clarifying
Yeah,
for them.
but it's been years and years, so it's exciting to have another one coming out.
Yeah.
I liked how Princess Zelda ran out of the cave and ran up to the
Oh, yeah.
ledge, like in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They showed the world.
That's neat.
Looks like it's going to be a big world too,
It's huge!
so I'm excited.
Yeah. And just getting a new Zelda game so soon after, I know it's what, a couple years now since
Tears
Tears
of
of
the Kingdom, like a
came out.
year and a half, I think.
Yeah. And to get a new one so quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they try to have a game come out every year, a Zelda game, even if it's like a remake or a revamp or something.
Well, I didn't know all that, so I'm sorry.
So it's going to be good. I'm excited. I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think I've covered everything I wanted to say.
Alright, so let us know if you're excited for this game. Let us know if you're not a big fan of Zelda not using a sword, or if you're okay with it. Like, comment, and subscribe. There'll be an orb over here. Watch one of these two videos, and we'll see you in the future.
To talk more about the past.